How you doing, brothers and sisters? Okay, make another video. Okay, this one I titled Jesus Vanished and Appeared. Okay, he vanishes while he was in fleshy form, and he can appeared after he resurrected. Okay, that bodily form. Okay, so here I'm gonna pause this, turn this around. There's verses you can take for yourself, look for yourself. These are verses right here. You can pause. You can look for yourself. And the ones that says appeared, the ones that says appeared, he appeared after he resurrected to people. Okay, and the Luke 24:31. I'll have to look at that when we read it. But I'm gonna start with John 8:59. Okay, then here let's start. There we go. Then took they up stones to cast at him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed. And he passed by, but notice he hid himself. Okay, so at the end of the day, Jesus ain't just running off. Okay, he's vanishing before their eyes. Okay, and a normal human being cannot do that. Okay, just like before I continue, this is not in the note. This is not in the things verses I got written down. But think about the mountain of transfiguration. You and me, we're humans. Okay, we cannot transfigure our body. Okay, God Himself, who is spirit, was in that fleshy form, and He transfigured His body. Okay, the mountain of transfiguration, right before their eyes. Okay, so He's God. He can do anything He wants. Okay, it's why, and He came in many ways, many forms. That'd be another video I'm going to be getting ready to do about many forms. But anyway, we'll continue here. We'll go to John chapter 10 and verse 31 through 39. But I probably won't read it all, but I could show y'all. And then verse 39 is where He escaped. Here it's talking about the works that He done, many good works that He done, okay? Verse 39 is what I focused on, but I wrote 31 through 39. Y'all go read it, from the scriptures there. Therefore they sought again to take Him, but he escaped out of their sight, okay? He gone going right before their eyes, okay? So Jesus is in Nazareth, okay, and he's preaching and teaching, right? And He's telling them who He is, right? The word of the Lord was preached to them, and they did not accept it. So they got so upset with Him that they took Him right here. They rejected Him, so they took Him, and it's a verse. This is Luke chapter 4, verse 29 and 30. Okay, and rose up and thrust him out of the city and led him unto the brow of the hill whereon their city was built, that they might cast him down headlong. So they're going to push him off a mountain, right? But he passed through the midst of them, went his way. I mean, do y'all think He just told them to stop and they stopped, or do you think that He just walked right casually through them when they're mad trying to push them off a cliff? No, He can vanish. He can do whatever He wants. Okay. You can think I'm crazy. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I mean, all the times that they tried to stone Him and kill Him, He got away from them. It wasn't Him just running away. He could vanish. God could show up when He wants. He could do whatever He wants. He's God. Okay? He came in many forms in the Old Testament, So, in Luke, and that was when He was in the flesh. Okay? Let's see here. In Luke, hold on a second. Let's see. And here I wanted to show y'all this here. In the Greek, in Luke 24:31, of them then were opened the eyes. Even they knew Him. Even He vanished, being seen from them. So this is after His resurrection. Okay, He's breaking bread with them, and He vanished before their eyes. Okay, so Luke 24:31 in the English. Okay. And He's sitting there, He's breaking bread. He took the bread, He broke it, He blessed it. Their eyes was open because they realized who He was, and they knew Him, and He vanished out of their sight. Boom. You know what I mean? Just like the end of John here. Let's go. John chapter 20, verse 19. 20, verse 19. Then the same day at the evening, being the first day of the week, when the doors were shut, where the disciples were assembled for fear of the Jews, came Jesus and stood in the midst and said unto them, Peace be unto you. Right? So, verse 26. And after 8 days again, His disciples were within, Thomas with them. Then came Jesus, and the doors being shut, and stood in the midst of them, said, Peace be unto you. in Luke 24:39, I wanted to bring this up because remember, he vanished, okay? This is after his resurrection. He walked on the road with those two, right? One of them was named, the other one wasn't. I can't remember which one. Road to the sea. There it is. Cleopas, if I said it wrong. But anyway, it never says who the other person is. Some people assume his wife. We don't know. But he vanished after he broke the bread, okay? So verse 39, behold my hands and my feet. Because Jesus stood in the midst of them, right? Of his disciples. Behold my hands and my feet. That is, I myself handle me and see. For as spirit's invisible, right? But the spirit was in that glorified body, has not flesh and bones as you see me have. But we know him no more as of the flesh no more, because he's been glorified. Okay, but even though he's in that body, that glorified body, he can still vanish. He's God. He can do whatever he wants. He can appear and vanish when he wants. Okay, so in John, this is the last verse I have, 21. Let's see, John 21:1. Get to it. John 21:1. And after these things, Jesus showed himself again to the disciples in the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise showed he himself. And even here at the end of this, okay, he I don't know if it's in Luke or is it here in John? Okay, it might be in the end of Luke. Anyway, remember when Jesus is going up, okay, we take up in the cloud, right? The two angels there, like, this same Jesus that you see is going up is the same way he's going to come back. Okay? Now, what I'm getting at, when we say that Jesus, I can say that Jesus vanished and appeared. When they're stoning him, he just disappeared. I think it's an awesome thought, because, I mean, when he's getting pushed to that mountain and about to get thrown off, he ain't just like the TV show The Chosen. They're just like, he just stops him. But this is not happening today. It don't say that. It says he went through the midst of them. So they're mad. They're trying to push him off a cliff. So he had to just, boom, just appear right in front of them, go right through them. But he wasn't just pushing them out of the way. He just, God, he's God. He can do whatever he wants, more than what we can even fathom. Okay? So at the end of the day, he vanishes and he appears right before their sight, because he's God. Whether before he resurrected that body, or even after, he can vanish and he can appear whenever he wants to, because he's God. Imagine this. This is another example. When he is walking on the water to Peter, they think they're scared. They're like, "Oh man, we see a ghost," right? They're scared. They think they see a ghost, but in reality, it is he himself walking on that water. Can you walk on water? No, brothers, you can't. Okay, Peter's the only human that ever walked on water with Jesus. God himself can do whatever he wants. He can walk on water. He can show up when he wants to show up. He's God. So that's what I'm getting at. He can vanish and appear at the same exact time, anytime he wants to. Okay? He's God. So that's awesome. Just like all the times that you see in Acts, you see Peter getting broke out of prison. It says the angel of the Lord showed up. I believe that was God. And that's just my personal opinion. I believe that was Jesus. He showed up and broke him out of prison. He didn't send somebody else to do it. He done it himself and broke him out. But and the time when he was hit and wake up, that was Jesus. That's me. That's my opinion. People have to agree with that. But this is cool. Y'all take those verses and go see for yourself. See what you think. Jesus is Lord.